Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and I have another Christmas type of review for you. This time around, it comes from a box set here. It's kind of a box set, but kind of not. It's basically a basic DVD box with some stuff on one disc, of all things. This is 10 Christmas Classics, Spirit of the Season. Now, I got this as a gift. It's a Mill Creek Entertainment release, I believe. Yeah. This was something I got from years ago from Family Dollar from my mom and my grandfather because I picked it out for Christmas, and it was like $2 for the whole set. And it had a bunch of like Christmassy classic things, and I have a lot of these kinds of sets floating around, either ones that I was given that same Christmas like this from my grandfather, my wife, my girlfriend at the time, or my grandfather. And I have some that I bought when I worked at Walmart years ago, like the 8-movie box that I'm currently taking a break from that I've been watching a little bit of. And I watched like almost half of everything that was on here last night. Most of these are like, it says the first two things on here, A Thief's Christmas and The Gift, are 40 minutes each, but from what I can tell, they're both one movie. Like their stories being told by Ernest Borgnine, whoever that is. Turns out, actually, I looked into his name now that I think about it. He is the voice of Mermaid Man from SpongeBob SquarePants, which is hilarious. He even looks like Mermaid Man. It's really cool how a lot of actors, when they're doing their voices for a show, when they're picked out as the voice of a show character, that they draw them a little bit like those characters and those people in real life. It's kind of neat. I like that. But anyway, it says each of those, A Thief's Christmas and The Gift, are 40 minutes apiece, that they both released in 1994, but they're really one movie together, like an anthology movie. But moving along, I started watching this one last night, the one I'm about to review, and another one. And this one in particular is from a series I've never watched anything from, but when I mentioned it to my mom today, she had heard of this. It's called Benji. Now, Benji was like a movie series. I think it was in the 70s only. This particular short came out in 1978. It was a TV special, 25 minutes long. And this one is called Benji's Very Own Christmas Story. Now, Benji is basically a dog. A very cute dog, by the way. I really like Benji. Very sweet-looking dog. What dogs aren't sweet-looking aside from, like, boxers and German shepherds, you know? But they can be friendly too. I'm just joking, for anybody who loves dogs too. Benji I've never been exposed to. I've never seen the series, any of them at all. I've just heard the name, and I kept thinking when this came on and I saw the cute little dog named Benji, I kept thinking, I know this has to be some kind of movie series I've heard of, even though I've never seen any of them. And I think there's a lot of them too. The guy who created the series, I think his name is Joe Camp. He actually wrote this and, you know, created it and directed it, by the way. I don't know if he directed the original. I looked at his channel, his IMDb page. He is tied to that original film. He may have just written it, he may have directed it too, I don't know. But I don't know anything about this series. I don't know if this was like the third release or if this was immediately after the original film. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that it seems to me, by the write-up on IMDb, which is sometimes officially released and sometimes it's fans who got on IMDb and wrote up a synopsis for these different movies and stuff. If you click on like a Spider-Man movie, you'll have like 10 storylines of what it supposedly is about, synopsis-wise. But Benji, this story, these typically follow a dog who's very cute, and it seems like there's two ladies, one who looks like she's probably about 16. The actress is really good. I like her a lot. There's an older woman that I don't know if that's her mom or what. Their names, characters' names at least, and they're kind of named after these characters too, is Patsy Garrett, who I assume is the older one, and Cindy Smith, who is the younger girl I talked about. I'm assuming they're the owners of the dog. I don't know. Something like they're on like a tour in Switzerland, according to IMDb. I could have sworn they were in like London, I don't know. But they're on like a small tour, and while they're out there, they meet a man on one of those sleighs pulled by reindeer. You know, at Christmas time when there's all that ice and snow and stuff. This was beautifully shot, by the way, and to be released in 1978 of all things, my mom would have been 7 years old. And like I said, she loves Benji. I asked her about it today at dinner, and she was like, oh yeah, everybody knows about Benji. That must have been one of those childhood staples, like Blue's Clues for people my age. But for her, you know? So, she said it was good. the series, I guess, what she saw of it, or at least the original movie, or at least Benji things in general. My mom is a horror fan. I don't think she knows anything about Benji. I don't care if she grew up on it. I don't think she knows much about it aside from, you know, other things like Kermit and shit, you know? But anyway, these two ladies get on the sleigh. The driver, I guess the real driver, got off to take a break or get some coffee or take a piss. I don't know what he did, but he wasn't around. And a weird, crazy man shows up who claims to be Kris Kringle, but he's not dressed up in the traditional American red costume, big old fat belly, red hat, none of that. He's dressed up in like a blue outfit. He looks like he'd be in the Civil War here in America back in the day. But anyway, he takes them on a tour. He eventually takes them to his workshop in the North Pole, and they get to see a lot of things happening there, how the toys are built. They get to meet a lot of the elves that are, I believe, unless I'm crazy and it was actual just camera work tricks and whatever, I'm convinced these are real midgets, little people that are not just regular dwarfs. I don't know. I don't know what they were or who they were. It sounded like they did modifications on the voice, but I don't think it was dubbing at all. I think it was just a little bit of a higher pitch on some of the different actors and actresses that were the elves in this. But they were good. Frankly, to be honest with you, I was so surprised by how much I loved this. I didn't like love it where I would watch it every year, but I was so impressed with how fun it was in general. It was very upbeat. It was very quick for a 25-minute special, so they had to kind of rush, but there was a lot in here. Even this one song, they have a great score, by the way, but there's one song that Kris Kringle sings in here called Multiplicity, and it was really catchy. It reminded me of some song, I don't know if it was a Christmas special or something else, but there was some kind of Christmas movie or some kind of song from something that it sounded a lot like. The beat, the melody, I don't know if it was stolen from here or stolen from somewhere else. Maybe it's a popular old classic song that he's using to sing this song, Multiplicity. I don't know. But it was really catchy, and I've had the song stuck in my head. The fact that I even know the word multiplicity after this song should tell you everything about how clever and well done it was, the whole song and dance number of it. But this Kris Kringle, the idea for these young ladies, or older midlife lady and teenager, seems to be, is this really Santa Claus? And all the magical things he can seem to do seem to prove that he is. But he also, they're curious, why he doesn't look like the American Santa. And so this goes down that path of explaining how Santa is a different type of legend in all these different countries and nations and everything. Now, stories have done this many a time, right? And I don't really care one way or another, as long as it's familiar, as long as they do something cool with it. And to be honest with you, Benji's very own Christmas story, I keep looking down at my phone because I'm too lazy to flip this back and forth all the time. I guess I could just lay it down like this so I can remember, but the title is a little long for somebody who's not familiar with this. This very well could be the thing that keeps me keeping this DVD box set, whatever it is, even though it's just a regular DVD box, in my collection of Christmas things because of how enjoyable it was to watch. But anyway, I like how he covers the different costumes. They don't just have him say like all the names and stuff like the Tim Allen Santa Claus movie does, where he names off all the different names of other languages they have for Santa Claus. It's not just like that. He names off like a lot of things and he puts on the costumes to show some examples of what Santa Claus is dressed like in legends and folklore from other countries, all the way back to Saint Nick. And that was kind of cool. I liked that. I enjoyed that. But again, I was more interested in how it was shot. It was beautifully done, and whatever remastering or whatever, if you want to argue about DVD quality on things, this is a great example of probably a bootleg for some kind of public domain thing. In this case, I assume this was released by Mill Creek Entertainment, and it looked fantastic. Now, the other things I watched, like the thing I'm going to review after this called Johan's Gift to Christmas, we'll get to that in the next review. Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. That was surprisingly not as well looked at, well remastered, whatever, as this Benji short thing was. And that came out like 20 years later, you know, in like, what, 1991? Yeah, according to the box. But anyway, Benji's very own Christmas story was very sweet. I really enjoyed it. It was sweet. The dog was not the focus here. And I don't know if it's because it's a short, it's not like a full-length movie. It reminds me of what the Beethoven movies were like for my generation. Or maybe like Air Bud, you know? Like the dog is a character, but he's like a background thing. But this shit is named after him, so why is he not like the forefront of it? Why does he not have like, you know, narration, thoughts, or anything like that by a human? I don't know. But I enjoyed this for what it was. I had a good time, and again, the music, the way it was shot, when they're on the busy streets and the snow is falling down, especially towards the end when the credits are about to kick in, it was beautiful, man. That stuff was really touching in a lot of weird ways. In a good Christmassy, passionately made way is what I mean by that. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the performances were surprisingly, again, I don't think I finished this sentence earlier because of my ADD brain, but I thought that this was so well acted from everybody. The two young ladies, the guy playing Kris Kringle was fantastic. The kind of accents he had to have, the way he would pull off the different costumes, explaining why he doesn't like fat Santa Claus from America. Not like it's another person, but like how hard it is to carry that weight around all the time. Pretty funny. I liked the stuff. It had a lot of good jokes in here, man. And the elf characters and the actors of them were all really well done, well written, well performed. Again, I went into this just trying to get it out of the way, and like I said, the two other movies, A Thief's Christmas, The Gift, that are kind of one movie really, but it lies on the box, I quit that shit because it was horrible. So, you know, this was something I immediately went to after I quit that shit after like 10 minutes, because it was unwatchable in my opinion. But this was great. I recommend Benji's very own Christmas Story if you've never seen it before, and if you love the Benji series, which again, I don't know anything about it, if you like to binge the Benji series, this would be great for you, because it's very sweet. If you're new to it, like myself, you can jump right in. You might not understand the two main chicks that take care of Benji, or own him, or whatever, but it was sweet. It was nice as like a little Christmas tale. Sometimes with these Christmas Mill Creek Entertainment random sets that I get, like I have a couple. I have one over here on a far shelf that you can't see in the back. But I have like that one, this one, some other ones here and there that I haven't shown you guys yet that I've had for a long time that sometimes have a surprise. And like I said, this little short here that I watched, not short, it's a TV special, may very well save this set from being thrown in a Goodwill bin for me, because I may watch this one every once in a while. It was pretty cute for what it was. But anyway, that's pretty much it for me. When it comes to Benji's very own Christmas Story. I enjoyed it. Very sweet and very well made for the 70s. Again, many people don't know this, but if you've watched me enough over the years, I am not a fan of the 1970s, whether it be music, the look of things, movies especially. I think they're boring as fuck most of the time, especially in horror and thriller. They're super slow in those regards. Unless it's something special like Dirty Harry, that's about it. But I'm not a fan most of the time, but this was really special and well made, and it clearly had a good budget behind it to do the things they did. If you don't believe me, check it out sometime. I'm sure this is public domain if Mill Creek Entertainment put it out, and I'm sure it's probably on YouTube as well. But yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you all for watching, guys. If I had to rate Benji's very own Christmas Story, this short TV special, TV movie, if you want to call it that, if it counts, on a 5-star basis, I'd give it probably about a 4 out of 5 stars. It was very sweet and very enjoyable. So, without the need to repeat myself, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next review for Johan's Gift to Christmas. We'll see if anybody even knows what that shit's about. I don't know if that's like a spin-off series, not of this, but like kind of like a children's franchise. I've never heard of Johan, but I think I've heard of Benji quite a bit over the years. I asked my mom about Johan. She's never heard of the mouse named Johan. So we'll see what people say in that comments, if anybody watches that review or comments at all. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. Again, God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.